9.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay, I believe we are live. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I have um I have some things that we need to break down, some things that needs to be talked about, and it's kind of serious. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring the chat into the stream so that I can see all of your comments and you can see them too. Give me 1 second. And I do apologize for how long it took me to start. It's just that when you are showing body cam information, you even though everything that comes within body cam footage is public information, it is something that I can show. I still have to exercise ethics even when others don't. And we're going to talk about ethics and we're going to talk about the importance of having them, which is something that I've stressed from the beginning. So, based on the kind of content that many of you guys became familiar with, many of the content creators, and even myself, if you didn't, if you were not a part of my prior channels, then you might think that it is okay to just go digging in people's information, to put out everything and anything that you see and hear, and it's just not. Give me 1 second. Let me get this into the stream. Okay, so that's not it. Um What is happening? This is not the correct thing. Okay, I know what I need to do. Give me 1 moment. Okay, we definitely want to do that. Okay. So that's what we want to do. And let me just change the settings so that it visually looks better. So again, I apologize, but I'm going to tell you guys exactly um what the holdup was and why we did it like that. Okay, let me see. We're going to do only comments and reactions, and I don't know how my thing got thrown off. Give me 1 second, guys. Do automatic. There we go. All right, so let me make it this a little bit bigger. Let me move this over here so that you guys can see it. Let me know if you guys can see your comments. Okay. All right. So you guys hear me all right? Y'all hear me okay? All right. So here's what we're going to get into right now. Okay. I hope everybody is doing good. And I want to say something. If you have been following me, so I'm just going to just start this from, basically the Nesto content, right? Since this is kind of like what it is, you know what I'm saying? This is where we're coming from this perspective. I have always told you guys, if you think about when we first exposed exactly who Sonya was in the call, nobody knew who she was, what she really looked like, or anything, right? And this kind of like started an umbrella and a change in the way people decided to do the Nesto content. A lot of people kind of followed this path, but they didn't follow the path with what I consider ethics, right? And when I say ethics, this is what I mean. Just because you can put certain information out, you don't have to, because it can it can get really really messy, right? And what I've noticed is that there's been it's kind of been degraded into something that is just basically super super grimy. And as an example, Sonya's people were in my comment section on Instagram and in my DMs, and every single one of them, that because when I went on the Facebook, you know how you're scrolling, some people, did not like that some people were shown. I told every last one of them, if there is something or someone in that video that you don't feel like should be in there, let me know. Send me the minute mark and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute it out or whatever. Um, and so that's what I mean. Certain things you just do not have to do unless you just don't give a damn, right? And there's been a lot of I don't give a damn behavior happening. Now, I am against, and I have told you guys this, for you guys said that it's low, the sound is low. Okay, who is the sound low or is the sound good? Let me know. Let me look and see what the mic settings are giving. Okay, let me turn up the mic settings a little bit. Okay. Is this okay? Because some people are saying it's good and some people are saying it's low. Okay, karma ticket. Okay, so everyone, okay, so most people are saying it's good. It might be device issues, right? All right. So I am against doxing as a rule. And I'm saying this for a reason. And before I even say this, 504, I've been busy. I just saw your message. I was editing this video with full intention on getting back to you, but I want you to know that I support you. I hope everything is okay. I'm going to call you. You guys, please send some positive vibes to 504. Her beloved pet passed away, and that's hard. That's very hard. Okay. So you guys love on 504 as I break this down. Okay. So here's the thing, when it comes to doxing, as a rule, I am always letting people know that I don't think that I don't agree with doxing. And what is doxing? Doxing, typically, especially if we're talking about social media, is maliciously, intentionally putting people's personal information out, specifically documents, with intent to harm or humiliate. Okay. And that is something that YouTube is staunchly against, as well as I. Now, I have one caveat to that. And this is, and I'm someone that people have attempted to dox, but because they don't like what they actually find, like there's senators in my family, there's congressmen, there's DMVs named after my uncle. I don't have a criminal record and stuff like that. People don't like what they find, right? So they tend to lie dox. So my rule is, if you quote unquote dox me, whether you're lie doxing or not, I feel like you agree with doxing. And so you might just get your ass doxxed. But I don't dox what we call civilians, right? And when I call civilians, I'm talking about people that are non-celebrities, non-public figures, right? It has to make sense. I'm a blogger. I do social commentary. So we are going to talk about the trending topics, things that are newsy. When the quote unquote newsiness turns over to the fellow content creators, that is a blatant attempt at humiliating, silencing, or neutralizing that person from being able to be effective. And that's what I've been seeing for a long time. But let's get into this. So let me make something very clear before we dive into this video, because this is not about bullying. This is not about beef, and this is definitely not about YouTube one-ups. This is about patterns of behavior that are dangerous, not just to me, but to the entire community. And that can include subs, okay? And it's because people like this and that display this type of behavior, they do not have limits. I'd appreciate it if we could get the likes up. Many of you know pieces of my story, but not the full weight of it. So for years, I've dealt with YouTubers who thought it was content to play with my name, my safety, and my livelihood. I've had people share my social security number in Discords. I've had people attempt to open credit accounts in my name. I've had people share my actual bank account information on YouTube videos. Okay. Harass my elderly in-laws by posting their home address, stalk, taunt, and threaten me, and then pretend that I am the aggressor when I respond. Much like what you all witnessed when Wisdom's daughter came in here. okay, that day. I don't even like the word bullying, but what was done to me was a coordinated attempt to silence me, to intimidate me, and to paint me as a villain for simply defending my reputation and my platform. And the worst part about all of this is that most subbies will never feel the consequences of this behavior, right? They'll never feel the consequences of encouraging the doxing, encouraging the stalking. There were sometimes 700-800 people inside of chat rooms where my social security number was displayed, where my grandmother is being slandered and told and said that she sold me as a child to some racist white man. It's funny to laugh at now, but in real time when this is happening, it's not fun, right? It's not your name being dragged as a sub. It's not your business being attacked. It's not your livelihood being jeopardized. So it's easy to sit back, watch the mess, and think that, it's just drama. It's just YouTube. But the reality is this: online lives online lies live forever. Even when they're debunked, they don't always reach everyone. And once your name has been attached to a lie, anybody with a grudge can weaponize it later, which is a prime example of what we saw Wisdom's daughter doing when she sat on her platform as she was, laughing and celebrating the fact that she was integral in the removal of my channels. And she started saying that I was doing revenge corn. She started saying all of these unproven, disgusting, slanderous things associated to my name with no proof, with no facts, just lies that people have been able to get away with. So let's talk about this. Wisdom's daughter. This is a woman who has no problem publicly labeling. And before I even get into this, I need people to understand this is not a defense or protection of anyone. If one thing that you guys should know about me, whether you like me or dislike me, is that I'm going to stick to my code of ethics, right? When I see something that can get out of hand, whether you like it or not, agree with it or not, I'm going to speak out about it because I see a bigger picture. And just like I told y'all, I told you guys maybe 4 or 5 months ago, someone is going to end up getting in trouble. When I'm saying things like Spirit says, leave me alone, I don't mean I'm going to do anything to you per se. I'm saying that there is a pattern that I have noticed from the very beginning. And I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with me per se. Well, my name I do come up in these body cams, right? But this is this person's action on someone else. But everybody that has attempted this has either been put out of their place of residence, relationships ended, they die, and I'm not lying, and they end up getting locked up. Okay. And the last person that tried this to me on the grand scale, some of the stuff that Wisdom's daughter and other people run their mouths about is someone who basically sat up here and said all this bullshit, said I stole $20,000 from her. No, said she loaned me $20,000. Now, if people know the story, this is a broken bitch that has no money. But now she gets to hide behind the church and Christianity, right? And that's what I see Wisdom's daughter doing. Let's do this. Wisdom's daughter has no problem publicly labeling Sylvia without evidence as a child molester, right? She has no problem calling this woman a criminal. Much of her videos say that. And I know that because a lot of you guys do not like Sylvia because of her positioning in certain cases, you don't see that as a problem. But I abhor you to see this as a problem because it simply means that this person will target someone with lies because they don't like them. Okay, let's get into it. So some of you didn't blink because you don't like Sylvia's position on certain cases, but that is exactly the type of thinking that puts all of us at risk. If you only care when it happens to someone you like, you're missing the point. What she did on this, what you're about to see in this body cam footage is the same pattern. Again, some of you take exception with Dennis. I get it, but I want you to look at the bigger picture and how this could put not only other content creators but even yourself at risk, given the fact that there's not a lot that you need, because you have seen me find out what Sonya was up to with Miss Janice in real times, right? With little, y'all saw me find Tashima and her entire everything. You know what I'm saying? Within minutes, I knew. You said it doesn't take a lot of information, right? What she did was because they were taking shots at each other. He said she didn't like online, and instead of ignoring it or returning fire with the same energy or debating it out, she marched into a police station trying to turn it into an arrest. Now this was absolutely in retaliation to the cease and desist, and we're going to get into that. We already have to understand that these YouTube games can turn deadly and they can be problematic for people. Makes no sense that because you do not like someone that they can end up locked up. Okay, Sylvia was in jail for 8 days behind a lie. We already watched people twist narratives using God, emotional language, and manipulation to rally supporters who have no idea that they are being played. And in this footage, I have 2 separate body cam footages. Even though she doesn't say my name, you are going to know she is talking about me. And for me, that is a preemptive strike. And just like before, it's all lies. And you guys are going to see this, know this, and witness it. Um, she claimed I threatened her in a live stream with over 600 people watching, and you guys have access to that live stream. And there wasn't a single threat made. You guys know this. She has no issue misusing God, weaponizing emotion, and hiding her real intentions behind scripture and being sensational about a topic. And that's dangerous because someone like her does not need much information to go digging. Dennis didn't give her any personal details, and she still found what she wanted to find. Sylvia did not give her any personal information, but she still managed to find out that Sylvia had applied for and been approved for food stamps. Now, most of you think that's funny because poverty shaming is something that people like to do to make themselves feel better online. But just think about it when it's you or it's your family member being poverty shamed during government shutdowns, during a time where people are losing their jobs and just trying to figure it out. Do you really want someone that is so unethical that they would pull up the fact that you applied for food stamps? Sylvia is not a celebrity. She's not even a huge entity. In the grand scheme, a platform on YouTube with 40,000 subscribers is still considered a micro channel, even though because the sector is small, it seems large. This is dangerous. We've seen people in this space openly brag about humiliating others, releasing private information such as private text messages and stuff like that, and stirring up chaos just to silence creators. Dana J is now repeating bizarre stories about Sylvia's body to humiliate her. Imagine being linked up with a man who is linked up with a man that is so anti-woman that he says a postmenopausal woman is walking around, with blood spots just to humiliate her with womanhood. So, look, this woman, Wisdom's daughter, is introducing a new level of real world retaliation. Okay, arrest, lies, police involvement, all this stuff into a space that used to be about commentary and discussion and breaking down um the legality of cases, during our, investigations. And let me say this plainly. We are bloggers. We are commentators. We report on trending topics and public figures. That is not a crime. And none of us should be intimidated or bullied for doing that. But we also shouldn't be using that as a means to bully and humiliate others. The moment people start trying to shut down the freedom of the press by stalking, doxing, and threatening creators, the entire sector becomes unsafe. So, no, this is not bullying. This is protecting myself and protecting my colleagues, okay? This is setting a boundary. This is holding up a mirror to behavior that has escalated way too far. And if we don't do this now, if we don't identify it for what it is, the next creator who crosses someone's feelings will be facing the same retaliation. And that's not something I'm willing to normalize. Let's get into this mess. Let me know if you guys can hear this video.
This batch has been updated.
It's low talking
When
at
were
this
you
point.
granted TPO?
Today. Did you guys hear that? Let me know if you guys heard that okay. Or if someone who has my number, please text me and let me know if the video is playing okay. Okay.
9.
This batch has been updated.
When were you granted TPO?
Today.
So for reference sake, when she got the cease and desist from Dennis, she went to get a TPO.
You have a number?
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
Case number, court
Yes, I do.
number?
Let me get that for you.
If you just
A TPO, beautifully made, is a temporary protection order. So, and in fact, I'll go ahead and let you guys know this. After she was, she's been served, so hers is actually executed. She put one on Dennis, but he was never served. He didn't even know that he had one, and it was thrown out in court yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or the day before.
Sure, hold on one second. Okay, so it would be on this one.
Oh, but you know what? You know what, guys? My bad. I got to play the other video first. This is the wrong video. I got
Camera recording started.
Good afternoon.
what's going on?
I need to file a report for harassment, stalking, threats.
Let me have your ID.
Sure. I just got the TPO from the judge. And here's my laptop.
Alright, has he been served with TPO yet?
No, they
Okay.
just sent it to me. So I also, the sheriff or whoever is going to attempt to serve him, but I'm also going to use a private processor because he's tried to evade being served or subpoenaed in the past, not by me, just a different case he was involved in. And I anticipate he's going to try to do the same thing.
Hey, this show. Hey, got walk in 200. Let me give you incident type and location. Alright, go with harassing phone calls right now until I look at everything. Or communication, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
electronic communication.
And thank you.
And I have my laptop. If you want to see what's been going on, I can show you. Up to you.
Have you filed a report before you got TPO?
No, I started with that because he threatened to come to my church, and he knows where I live. He sent me this through certified mail just the other day, And when I open this document, I see that it's from a company. I looked at the company. It's not a registered company. There's no LLC. And when I call that law firm to confirm if they are representing him, they've never heard of him. That's a cease and desist.
For what?
He's claiming that I'm falsifying privacy complaints because he put up a private video of me on YouTube, and I asked him to take it down.
Okay, I'm stopping because what she's calling a private video was, and she shared this on her quote unquote expose, right? This is a text message between Wisdom's daughter and Dennis, and she showed this. That video did not misrepresent how close they were and their proximity. This is a screenshot from the text message of a screenshot of that actual live stream. And she's saying that this is a private video. Now, she's since privatized the video, but she's also trying to be manipulative by acting as if this was being misrepresented. Now, people had their funny interpretations of the video because they're quite close. Okay, this is real time from her video. They are quite close. Now, whether or not they're in a relationship or how, whatever, they are close. Okay, and that video just basically highlighted that. So this is just more text messages. Where, I think you guys saw some of this stuff. Oh shoot, it kind of cut off. Where she was telling him don't send the blue hearts because that's Nyla, she was freaking out about that. And because she's trying to act as if she's the innocent party in this situation, and she is referring to his anaconda. I don't know. I don't remember if she showed this or not. She's talking about what his anaconda said differently, and we know the reference of anaconda. She's telling him that she is attracted to him, and that she wants to spend time with him, that she wants to cuddle, that she wants to watch movies, but she just wants him to take time and not move too fast. And he replies with understand, babe. Now I put these in because contextually, it doesn't make sense what she's saying to the police officer versus what actually happened. So I just put a few inserts.
He called me an effing idiot and further threatened to have his lawyer's dog walk me. I have all of it. And
okay, now did he threaten to kill you?
No, he has not threatened that, but he's sent my information to some people, and one of those persons said they're going to drown me, and I have screenshots of all of that.
So I put in a screenshot of the quote unquote threat of drowning. And this is what I want you guys to understand. This is very manipulative, and this is the kinds of things that could get people in trouble, because this is literally an attempt at, trying to be a Karen, trying to be a victim, and trying to set a narrative that someone is physically threatening her when this did not happen. The drowning situation, as you can see, was in context of receipts. I will drown you in receipts. Okay. She says, I will drown you with the arsenal of files and videos. Okay. But Wisdom's daughter walked into that police station and set a false narrative to an officer. There is no threat of physical harm. There is no threat of violence. No one is, threatening her life. No one is threatening to harm her physically. Clearly, you see here, it says, drown you with an arsenal of files and videos I have that you have been doing for years. Okay, let's go. When we're done, I'll put it up there, but for some reason, it won't show the whole thing, this orientation that eCam allows for this video. I should just put it in a window. But the important
He
part
can't
is
call
in
me or
there.
text me because and we used to date. This is where this started from. We used to say, you don't want that energy. I promise you.
Hold on. Because I believe that I made a mistake and skipped.
They can put my name in and look up all type of stuff. He can't call me or text me because and we used to date. This is where this started from. We used to date. I broke it off. Then he made up in his mind that I'm seeing someone else. He happens to know the person that he thinks I'm seeing, and he's been going crazy ever since. I asked him to take down the video because we're content creators. So whatever he was doing on YouTube had nothing to do with my photo. And he had someone turn a still photo into some type of AI generated like little clip to make it look like I'm romantically involved with another man. So I asked him to take it down. He refused. So YouTube took it down. They contacted me to let me know.
And that clip is what I showed you the insert on, which is a screenshot from a live video. They were standing exactly like the video presented.
That they were reviewing it. 10 minutes later, they took it down. Then he put my legal name out there. I operate online with a pseudonym for my own protection. I don't put my legal information out there.
So the reason why I did this is because, again, this is falsely representing things to this officer. So as you see here, this is the screenshot of the video where Reverend Kaisha Turner was giving a sermon or a lesson of sorts. And it says, you know, the series topic, I am Statements of Jesus, Reverend Kaisha Turner. So she just told the officer, let me rewind so you can see what I mean.
Me to let me know that they were reviewing it. 10 minutes later, they took it down. Then he put my legal name out there. I operate online with a pseudonym for my own protection. I don't put my legal information out there.
But yet we have you with your and here's the thing. And we did play a clip from the sermon. This is on YouTube. This is on YouTube. Thank you very much for the super chat, LB. She says this is not cool. I agree. I agree. So again, and my motivation is, listen, this is not cool. And people, like, there are so many people that I know because I used to take the high road when people used to do this stuff. You cannot. This never goes away. So again, Reverend Kaisha Turner, this video is publicly available on YouTube, and it gets better. Okay? Because I also was able to capture the screen grab. Oh, and hold on, let me show it to you because it didn't show, but I want you guys to see that she did not mind, because that same video where she is identified as Reverend Kaisha Turner, same video, she goes into the comment section as her channel name. That wasn't the way I wanted to do that. As her channel name, and does this. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to switch screens so that it does not mess up. But so here. That's that video with Reverend Kaisha Turner. That is I Am Wisdom's daughter thanking this person. So she did not mind, again, her government name, Reverend Kaisha Turner, is on the video. The pastor refers to her as the name, and she thanked this person with her official I Am Wisdom's Daughter account. Okay? So clearly this individual has gone to this police officer and acted as if, you know, you know, as if, you know, she has an issue with her name being out there. No, she has an issue with being exposed to her church. Okay? Let's see. Let's go a little bit further. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way and play this. And by the way, I asked the question because I guess some people do think that they slept together or whatever. From what I understand, they have not slept together. I asked the direct question. Okay.
Contacted YouTube about that. I screenshotted or screen recorded the original video. YouTube reaches out to me and says, we don't see anything. Can you tell us where it is? And when I looked at his video again, I realized that he had clipped it out. I could hear it. And when I played the two videos side by side, I realized what he clipped out and I informed them. But the interesting thing is the same day, I emailed YouTube to let them know that I had an issue at 9 p.m. on October 17th. You see what this is dated? The same day. And I told him that I feel like he was trying to make it seem like I was false reporting. He's threatened me several times, basically trying to keep me silent, to shut up.
Now, threatening lawyer legal way?
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
Is he threatening you by saying, you know, I'll smear you through my lawyers and all this?
He said that and more. He said that, remember, I know where you live. I can show you. He said, my company's going to come after you. I'm coming to your church. And this is not a threat. It's a promise. You don't want this smoke, but I'll give you this smoke. Believe me, I'm coming. I know where you live. I don't know what this man is capable of, but he...
And so there's an 18-minute video on Dennis's channel where he repeatedly says, you don't want this smoke. And the context is very, very clear in the video. Okay, it's very, very clear. We'll probably play it back if anyone is confused, but I believe that most of us saw the video. He's basically telling her, we're gonna, you know, does your church know your behavior? And that's something that we've all said. Okay.
Has a history of doing this to other women, I found out, and I guess they got stuff like that and got terrified. I verify everything. He's threatening me with companies that are not legal entities, and then he's threatening to... He knows where I live alone, and he knows that. He's never been to my home, but he has my address because he was able to send this to me. And I just got this the other day, kind of him reminding me that he knows where I live.
So I have a question for the chat based on what she just said. Wayne, rewind, bro, rewind. Okay. It ain't nothing but business as usual. So when she said this, is she really I feel like she was implying that she didn't know how he got her address? Because she's apparently, let's just run it back real quick.
I don't know what this man is capable of, but he has a history of doing this to other women, I found out. And I guess they got stuff like that and got terrified. I verify everything. He's threatening me with companies that are not legal entities. And then he's threatening to... He knows where I live alone, and he knows that. He's never been to my home, but he has my address because he was able to send this to me. And
now, at this point, I mean, you know, she did her little expose video. She absolutely told everyone that she gave him her address. Now, this is going to be addressed at, you know, at the end of the video, but it's almost like she's alluding to her not understanding why or how he has her address. Okay. That's what because it's not very forthcoming at this point, but I believe that as she gets more nervous, I think as she peeps the energy of the officer not really being that concerned, because I do think that he picks up on some of the shit. She kind of talks too much.
I just got this the other day, kind of him reminding me that he knows where I live. And some of these people...
And then even saying that that's how you properly serve a cease and desist. And again, I'm saying this so that it can be understood what is happening. This is not a defense. I'm telling you exactly what this is. When you send a cease and desist via email, the better way is to send the cease and desist through certified mail. That's what an attorney will do.
that he associates with, they're really crazy. He's already involved in another stalking case where an AirTag was put on someone's car.
So now she's using the situation that, thank God, infamous Miss Sylvia has been dissolved of, but notice how she threw that in. He's involved in another stalking case. He's involved in a stalking case where an AirTag was put on an individual right after she says, oh, he has my address and he sent me this, and this was a way of him letting me know that he has my address. Was that a way of him letting you know that he has your address? Because just a few days prior to you walking into this office, you let the world know that he had your address. So why does he need to let you know again that he has your address when he's just serving? He's just properly, getting this, served to you. So girl.
People getting fired from their jobs. I mean, my family owns our home, so it's not like it's a rental and I'm gonna get evicted. But
yes, your family owns your home. Okay, so and she's saying that it's not a problem that I'm going to get evicted. Who's trying to get people evicted? And like, if we're honest and fair about this, she's the only one that has been trying to cause permanent damage. She's the one, when she decided to dox him and reveal their personal text messages, she didn't, keep it sector. She didn't keep it members. She didn't keep it between her and her people. She literally tagged TMZ, Court TV, I think, maybe Law and Crime Network. I might be mistaken on that. Tasha K, Tisa Tells. She obviously has been trying to cause permanent damage. And then at this point, she's projecting by saying, I don't know if he's going to try to get me evicted or anything like that, but my family owns the home, so I have nothing to worry about. That's seed planting. And that's something that she does a lot of.
I'm concerned. I'm very concerned because this escalated very, very quickly and he still has not stopped. He's put personal information on his online magazine, other sources, and he is still going.
And you know what? I don't even like defending men. I don't. But just really think about it. What is the personal information that he put on his website? He did not put any of her personal. We read it. What he put on her website, what he put on the website was a summary from his perspective of what has been happening online. He didn't put any personal address out there. He didn't put a phone number out there. He didn't reveal any messages. But I think what it is he doesn't like that he did what her pastor did on social media, is put her actual name out there. Okay.
This is how things start. They start innocent like this, and then things can get very ugly, and I'm not trying to end up on the news.
Did y'all hear this? She's not trying to end up on the news. Shut up, Wayne. Look, if I have to defend men, I do defend men. But like, look, baby, I don't climb Mammy Mountain. Okay? That is not something that I do, Muffin. But you see this? I don't want to end up on the news. That's that seed planting. And that's dangerous language. Okay, if you don't like him, he's getting on your nerves, you think he's grimy, creepy, whatever, you can do all of that. You can say all of that. But when you take it up this notch, what are you trying to do? What are you doing? Because, like, on the contrary, and I just want the weirdos that drive in the pack with her to know, honey, this ain't the only body cam footage that I have and that I will get. So if there is a report, baby, I got it. The minute it's filed, I will get it. Do not play with me. You people play dirty. You people got that woman locked up for 8 days. You're actively trying to get other people locked up. She's on her social media talking about, on her community wall talking about, I threatened her, and there's gang stalking. You people lie and you do bullshit. So you best believe that we will absolutely keep tabs on individuals like this and ethically report exactly what is happening, because you people will not slither around in the snake in the dark like you've been doing. Okay, we're turning the lights on.
What personal information?
My legal name, I believe he gave out my address. I know for sure my legal name because
How do you believe that someone gave out your address? How do you believe? And your legal name is public information. Okay? So if anybody is like, and here, look, my first name is Nicole. Okay? Okay, Madam Chu Villasenor. Okay? Allen is my married name. So look, nobody is running from their names unless there's a problem.
he did a video and he put it out there. Even though he ended up editing that video later, people heard that. So now these people have my name. They can put my name in and look up all type of stuff. These people know how to do background checks, which means they can find out who my parents are. They can
Just like you do, though. Just like you've kind of learned how, right? You've kind of learned how to do background. There was a time when you didn't even know how to pull Nesto's documents, but you've learned how to do that, right? You know what, like, why is she acting like knowing how to do a background check is a crime? Okay? Why are we acting, baby? I wish I was 45, baby. I was young and fine then. Why are we acting as if that's a crime? Did she not pull Sylvia's bankruptcy? Did she not at this point pull Dennis's criminal record? Did she not at this point pull what she said was evictions? I want you guys to not forget the entire picture as she goes on these rants to this officer.
find out where I live in New York. I have a residence in New York. Let me get
So my question is, what occurred at this address that it's brought you in here?
So I went to Fulton. So I was told there are deputies that do provide security at my church. They told me that because he lives in Fulton and he's threatening me and that's where it would have occurred, I needed to file in Fulton. I went.
Can someone tell me where was the threat? That part I did not see. Although I did hear him say that I'm going to tell you, Pastor. So I guess that's the threat. Dennis has something like a 30 or 40-year-old situation that he did when he was much younger that he went to boot camp for. I don't even remember because it didn't seem like it was all that or whatever. Something she pulled up. Okay. I'm sure Dennis is going to talk about this later since I'm all up in his business. Okay.
To Fulton to do the TPO. They sent me to one place, that place sent me to another place, and that place sent me to another place. The third place said, well, no, because it's electronic and we can't verify where he is and this is your home, you need to file in the county that you live. So I've been running around from police station to police station all day. I know this is a business address that he's currently using. His last residence that he had, I don't know if he is still living there or not. And that's a whole
What's church name?
other matter. Grace Baptist Church, ATL, and it's in Stockbridge. He thought that I was just going to be quiet and let him do whatever he wants to do, and I wasn't going to tell anybody or say anything. That's why he's threatening me with all type of stuff. But the reason why I came in is because he threatened to come to my church. I'm gonna plug in my flash drive and I'll.
She just told you the reason why she came in was because he threatened to go to her church.
Show you what I showed them earlier in Fulton County.
And by the way, I will be reacting to that drop last night when this is over,
I don't
okay?
know if this
Because
man
I
is
heard it.
obsessed. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just need him to leave me alone.
Well, the um,
And I don't understand how he can send out documents like that claiming that he's being represented by a law firm, and I verified that law firm doesn't know him. I mean, I don't know all the laws, but I would imagine that that's fraud. But anyway, I'm gonna just show you this. So he says, you see, the thing is, if someone decides to go to your church and show your church, because we know where your church is and we show the people in the church. I'm the type of guy will stand in the parking lot and show the people the weird stuff that you do. I will go there with my team and explain to them that this is the person in the church doing one thing. You don't want that energy. I promise you don't want that energy. I don't rant campaigns for political candidates. You don't want that energy. You need to fall back. This is only a warning, but you need to fall back. If you think this is a joke, it could be reality, because once you have people campaigning to your pastor to get you in check, we're going to get you in check.
So again, let's not be remiss when we're listening to what she's talking about. Contextually, Dennis is talking about exposing her online behavior, her online harassment, humiliation, doxing, and bullying to her church. So the Reverend Kaisha does not want these people to, she does not want Dennis to alert the people of the church.
He says, I'm telling you, he says, because once we get those t-shirts and those posters out there in your community, you're going to realize enough is enough. Stop messing with fire. I'm just letting you know it's not a threat, it's a promise. There will be a campaign that you won't be able to deal with. And he's literally accusing me of what he's doing to me. Now keep harassing people online. Enough is enough. I said, and that's what it is. So get ready for that smoke. You'll get that smoke. I don't give a damn who you are. You want that smoke, you'll get that smoke. He says, you might just, so he's talking about cyberbullying, and he says you might just be the poster child for it, because I guarantee you when we hit that community, we hitting it heavy. We're not.
Yes, the poster child for cyberbullying and harassment. That's literally what he said. And you literally are.
Just talking online about it. There will be a documentation of the campaign happening because of the, let me just say something you need to stop with. He's talking about something about AI. I reported him to YouTube because he created a fake AI generated video clip of me looking like I'm intimate or in a relationship with another man. And
again, there's the photo. That's a screenshot from her video. If that does, let me just ask a question. Does that look intimate to anyone? Does it look like they're, I'm just asking. I'm sorry for the unfiltered photograph of her. I know how hard that might be for some of you, but does this look, because this is where it came from. That little clip did nothing. They were there. I mean, the video, they are standing that close together. They look at each other and smile, and the video just literally added music to it.
I had just met that man that day. I was covering a case, and he knows who the person is. But anyway, and after I asked him to take down the video, this is what he said to me when I asked him to take down the video. And he got upset because I went on my YouTube channel and I talked about it. I talked about the fact that this is what he's been doing to me. And there were, other women saying they had a similar experience. I asked him politely, so here's what I said. I said, this is a formal, dear Mr. Dennis Byron, this is on October 14th. This is a formal request to delete the live from October 12th. and I give him the title. I said, the video is supposed to be about an air tag. However, you start the live showing a private video of me in retaliation because I rejected your advances and blocked you from calling me and texting me. So now you're harassing me and violating my privacy by playing a video of me and the other person that you edited to make it look like we're romantically involved. I said,
so he was harassing and bullying her because of that. Like, just really think about this. She said that she's being threatened. She's already like she's accused Randa of wanting to drown her, and now it's harassment and bullying because of that. But how many AI generated photos did she have of Sylvia? And I'm not saying I didn't, because I absolutely had AI generated a photo that well, it wasn't Sylvia. It was a silverback thing and a dress, and we just animated it that day, right? So, but she does AI animated photos and videos of people all the time. So how is it that it's just ribbing or being funny when she does it, but when it's done to her, it's harassment and bullying? That's the standard that she set it. So the only way that, no, honey, Elisha, this is body cam footage. The only body cam footage lawfully obtained through a FOIA request, by the way, I must add. So here's this thing. Here's the thing. Like, how is she setting the standard for that being bullying? How is it?
because you're mad at me or you're jealous of him. And every one of your comments is saying we look like we're in love. You know good and well that I had just met him that day at the person's trial. You even asked me why I was standing so close to him. What are you playing at? And I told him he has X amount of time to take it down. He responds by saying, are you delusional? You rejected me? Was that before or after you showed me your very out of shape body? I never showed him my body. We've never had any sex. And any pictures that I sent him were nothing sexual, with the exception of a cartoon AI photo of me that he's been going nuts about. He said,
so I'm going to add this, and I'm not going to say much else, but I know for a fact that there were beyond intimate situations shown to Dennis. Okay? Dennis is not lying on her. He's not lying on her. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But I also want you guys to think about this. This woman, you know, again, she was behind some channel deletions of mine, right? Just think about how far she'll go when she's mad. And at that point, I had did nothing to her.
trust me, I have enough receipts, meaning like evidence, and screen recordings that my attorney will dog walk you around the courtroom. Your first mistake was sending me this email, but I will advise you to never communicate with me again, or it will be my lawyer that will be dealing with you, weirdo. P.S. When you attempt to send out a C&D, try using your legal name and not a pseudonym, you fucking idiot. I purposely used a pseudonym because I knew he was going to do what he did. He sent this email out to someone who has been known to dox people. Do you know what that is? Doxing. Who's made a YouTube career out of doxing people and out of doing all types of crazy things when she gets their information.
You guys know she's talking about me, right? She's talking about me.
And that's who he said. Or it will be my lawyer that will be dealing with you, weirdo. P.S. When you attempt to send out a C&D, try using your legal name and not a pseudonym, you fucking idiot. I purposely used a pseudonym because I knew he was going to do what he did. He sent this email out to someone who has been known to dox people. Do you know what that is? Doxing. Who's made a YouTube career out of doxing people and out of doing all types of crazy things when she gets their information.
You see how she just lied on me? I've not doxed anyone. I don't dox civilians. I don't. Okay. What I will do is pull up what happens with celebs. But she's in a police station lying and saying that I made a YouTube career. You can go through my Instagram. I don't do it as much, but you can see years of the types of videos that I posted. Years and years. There's an extreme digital footprint of my work versus what people say. And even when she tried to say that I put stuff away. It's all going to be on Patreon. I never even doxed the people that I was supposed to dox that call themselves doxing me, right? Never did it. Never did it. And I will tell you where this narrative came from. It came from someone that actually was a doxer. Okay? Actually was a doxer. The first time I got called a doxer, it was because me and a woman had a what I thought was a friendship, and someone that was always joking around with us came up in my people you should know on Facebook, and I shared the people you should know screenshot with this dead bitch, excuse me, and I no not excuse me, I mean what I said. And she said that that was doxing behind the scenes, which is an oxymoron because doxing does not really, doxing has to be public. So that's where the doxing rumor came from. And if you want to count the fact that the pedophiles that are YouTubers and sex traffickers, my husband exposed them, that's why we're called doxers, because I will pull up the stuff like I did on with the Nesto stuff and the when we found out the Shirley stuff. That's what that is. But to go and say I made a career, most of my content prior to 2023 was political and women's empowerment, and everybody knows that. So she's yapping to a police officer on me as a lie, though. As a lie. But I'm the same woman that I have an email from you where you're basically saying that I'm your mentor. So how is it that I'm your mentor, but you're sitting in front of this police officer saying that I made a career off of doxing people on YouTube? And how much does that pay, by the way? Because I like that is not that is not what that is. But let's continue.
And that's who he sent this email to. And I don't know what other else information he sent to her, because this guy is 60 something years old. He professes to be a journalist and a reporter. He you know, claims he worked for TMZ. None of that is true. He sent some photos to TMZ, yada yada yada. It's a whole big thing with him. But he hides behind this. It was Hip Hop Inquirer. And I looked into that company, and the company was administratively dissolved 10 years ago. I said, so you're threatening to come after me with a company that no longer exists. So then he creates this new company. You can look it up. There's no LLC for that company. There's no LLC for that company. I don't even care about any of this. That's his fool.
Let me just say this. You can, you know, I think that when it comes to LLC, see, this is something that she doesn't know. As someone who actually does background checks and work for people behind within, you know, for companies, for content creation, for investigative purposes, as someone who does that, LLCs are not always filed within the state that the person lives in. But in on top of that, this cop is completely dry because he knows that that has nothing to do with any. This is her regular seed planting, trying to make sure that the cop understands that this is a bad guy. And let's just say this, because she's always saying that she's a journalist now. Now she's an investigative journalist. You know how she's always mirroring and mimicking anyone. Like, right, many people, because look, even, you know, when my business was based out of Chicago, my LLC was in Nevada because of, you know, not paying state taxes. And there's a couple of states. Now that I live in Nevada, you think I want people to know every single business that I have? I would never have my LLC based out of Nevada. Well, one of them is, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's crazy. So a journalist focuses on fact finding, right? Verifying through like multiple surfaces, documentation, evidence, and most importantly, balanced reporting and accountability. You're not a journalist. Okay. Journalists are people who investigate public records, interview sources, research documents, report news, breaking stories, covering cases and events, and provide verified information for the betterment or the entertainment or just exploratory of things that people are interested in. And there are ethical standards and legal responsibilities and credibility expectations that journalists operate under. You're not a journalist, okay? You're not even really a content creator, for lack of better words, but we'll let you be a YouTuber. Okay, we'll let you be a YouTuber because anything that you put on YouTube is content. But let's stop. Let's stop acting.
What I care about is the fact that what I read to you about him saying that if he's willing to come to my church, what would stop him from sending people to my house or him coming to my house? That's what I'm concerned about. Some of these people are crazy. One of these persons is ex-military, who is honorably or dishonorably discharged, whatever.
And before she gets into that, let's just say this. Let us not, and I'll put the screenshots back up at the end of this video before we play the next body cam footage. You know, she keeps saying that the advances were rejected, right? But did we not hear her speaking of anacondas? I'm sorry, read her speaking of anacondas? Did we not see her actually reveal the talk of baby gravy? She did not reject the baby gravy, nor did she reject the anaconda. Let's be clear. Okay? Let's do it. So the person that is ex-military, that is Randa, is it Ratchet Randa baby, right? So Bozo actually made this post, and because of the orientation, you can't see it, where he's sharing something that that Randa had posted, and I'm going to show the full context. But this is Bozo saying, so when the truth is spoken, the drunkard goes berserk and makes threats. Well, the military vet is threatening civilians. I need all y'all letters. Time to report this to the military. I'm in fear of my life. She's going crazy. So you see that these people have a lot in common. They both like to stretch the truth, right? So what he's talking about is this drowning again, where Randa is talking about drowning with receipts, with documentation, with videos, with evidence. And again, this is her. Your anaconda just said differently. You know I'm attracted to you. Where was the advancement that was the advances that are rejected? This is, listen, I'm only doing this because I feel like people are not really getting what's going on. And I don't want anybody to think that, because a lot of people have said to me, well, you need to do a kumbaya with this person. You can't kumbaya with everyone. And I don't know why y'all be using kumbaya anyway, because contextually it don't even fit into what's happened. Okay, making amends about something is not necessarily kumbaya, right? But how can you trust someone that will lie this blatantly in a police station? In a police station. And just really think, and I have this thought, and I don't know if you guys have this thought process, but when Black people are at the mercy of a police officer, things could go awry. Things could go awry. And this is no different than those other trash sectors that get people swatted, call CPS, do all that bullshit. Okay, this is crazy. Yeah, we want to know why Reverend Turner is referencing anacondas. What book is this? Because the book of Holations, I don't know.
Who's already stated that she will drown me. These people are very violent. Some of them are already involved in another stalking case. I have seen what they are capable of. That's why I'm here. Because other than that, I wouldn't give a damn. He only has my address because we dated.
She has seen what who is capable of. Who is capable of? What does she mean? Have you seen what Dana J is capable of? Right? Dana J is the one with multiple situations of women coming out saying that he is sexually harassing her. I've seen the videos that he is threatening them. I have seen the videos of him threatening Sylvia. I have seen the videos of him pulling out a firearm and trying to intimidate Sylvia. I have seen those videos. He even called himself, when, you know, back before all this got started, what he went on and called me a barrage of bitches because he was mad that I was calling out the fact that putting this woman's photos, inappropriate photos online is revenge porn. And it is.
He's never been to my house, but he was going to help me.
Hold on, let me rewind a little bit.
That's who he sent this email to. And I don't know what other else information he sent to her, because this guy is 60-something years old.
And let me be clear, nobody has to send me anything. Wisdom's daughter. No one has to send me anything, okay? Anything that I want, that I need, that is pertinent to my safety and my sanity, I will acquire legally. Okay? No one has to do anything none of that.
He professes to be a journalist and a reporter. He you know, claims he worked for TMZ. None of that is true. He sent some photos to TMZ, yada yada yada. It's a whole big thing.
I think we've all seen the working relationship between Dennis and TMZ. I don't understand why that's a point of contention. And yes, Villanor says he's been trying to threaten and he is being threatening and intimidating. He's being threatening, and I took liberty of allowing YouTube to know what was happening in this video and why it was being done, because we know how they play games. Okay, we know.
But he hides behind this. It was Hip Hop Inquirer, and I looked into that company, and the company was administratively dissolved 10 years ago. I said, so you're threatening to come after me with a company that no longer exists. So then he creates this new company. You can look it up. There's no LLC for that company. There's no LLC for that company. I don't even care about any of this. That's his foolishness. What I care about is the fact that what I read to you about him saying that if he's willing to come to my church, what would stop him from sending people to my house, or him coming to my house? That's what I'm concerned about. Some of these people are crazy. One of these persons is ex-military, who is honorably or dishonorably discharged, whatever it is.
So again, this is the, you know, this is her literally. She's literally
stated that she will drown me. These people are very violent. Some of them are already involved in another stalking case.
Who's violent? Who is she talking about? Some of them are already involved in another stalking case. You mean a dismissed case of lies? Okay. For people that are coming in, please hit the like button if you please. This is body cam footage, official body cam footage that was acquired legally and lawfully through the Freedom of Information Act.
I have seen what they are capable of. That's why I'm here. Because other than that, I wouldn't give a damn. He only has my address because we dated. He's never been to my house, but he was going to help.
Now see how she's getting a little flaky right now. So now she's saying he only has my address. But at the beginning, she was basically trying to act like, you know, he has my address and he wanted to let me know. You see what I'm saying? She was, you know, by omitting that she gave him the address when she first crafted, and I do mean crafted, this conversation, she was trying to lay the narrative that he just got her address because he's stalking her.
Me pick up a TV from Best Buy that I couldn't have delivered, so I had to give him my address. But the TV wouldn't fit in the vehicle that he had, and I ended up getting the TV, you know, on my own. So he never actually came to my home, but that's why he has my address. So, that's it. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on here if you want to go further, but other than that, I'm just sticking to what is the most relevant. But I've tried to document as much of this as I can, because when you go on something like a YouTube and you're putting videos out there, now you're on video saying certain things. You can't say you didn't say it. And I noticed that when he locks in on somebody, he gets obsessive. These are thumbnails from his channel where he's become obsessed with this person here.
Now, while she's talking about thumbnails and obsession, I took liberty of inserting the 39 videos that she's done on Sylvia. The 39 videos that have Sylvia's face or an image that she uses to pretend it's Sylvia. But she's using this same narrative to make the case that he is obsessed.
And video after video after video after video. I mean, this is nuts. And the problem is he's local. I don't care about these crazy internet people. He's local.
What's his name?
His name is Dennis Byron. And I will give you his last known address and his social. His last known address and his social.
Do y'all hear him?
His last known address and his social.
Did you guys hear that? Let me rewind.
Want to go further, but other than that, I'm just sticking to what is the most relevant. But I've tried to document as much of this as I can, because when you go on something like a YouTube and you're putting videos out there, now you're on video saying certain things. You can't say you didn't say it. And I noticed that when he locks in on somebody, he gets obsessive. These are thumbnails from his channel where he's become obsessed with this person here.
And again, I would say if that's what we're using to measure obsession, there clearly is an obsession with Dennis. I'm sorry, with Sylvia. But now pay close attention to the audio that is going to follow.
And video after video after video after video. I mean, this is nuts. And the problem is he's local. I don't care about these crazy internet people. He's local.
What's his name?
His name is Dennis Byron. And I will give you his last known address and his social. His last known address and his social. His last known address and his social.
Now, let's talk about this social. Now, this part is alarming for me as someone who had a YouTuber take my social, put it inside of a Discord server with people that did not like me, and then it just spread. As a result, for the last it's been, I think now it's been almost 6 years since my social had been leaked. I've had to go through a lot with the Social Security Administration. I've had to there were so many alerts on my credit attempts. There was a prepaid card that was gotten with my information. Yeah, so not only it's really dangerous what these people do on YouTube, and so I'm asking that people pay attention. Now, I asked Dennis when I saw this, did you give this woman your social? He said, hell no. Okay? It is not lawful for you to be in possession of someone's private information or to attempt to share someone's social security number with anyone without their consent. That is a federal crime. This is a federal crime. Now, just 1 month ago, there is a video where she is repeatedly calling Sylvia a criminal because of Dana J's lies, because of what happened with her daughter. Over and over again, she's repeated that this woman is a criminal and that she's doing criminal acts and all of this kind of stuff. We want to know, how did she obtain this man's social security number? And do not forget that she also has access on some level, because this is not public information. Why and how? And I'm trying to figure out anyone that supports her antics. How is it that she knew that Sylvia applied for food stamps? How did she know about the food stamps? Because in order to do that, you have to have what? You have to have social security numbers. You have to have personal information. How is it that all of this happened? Where is this information coming from? Is there someone supplying her with this information? Does she obtain this information by her on her own? Either way it goes, this is illegal. This is illegal. This footage comes directly from the officer's body cam. Okay? So this, all of what you're seeing, this is not alleged. This is her offering this officer this man's social.
I don't know about his criminal record here, but I do know that he did do a bid for a Class D felony for possession of criminal, possession of criminal something like a fake credit card or something to that nature. Sorry, I need my glasses. Yeah, criminal possession of a forged instrument or something like that. I mean, this was years ago, but again, for me, it is a pattern here. But let me give you the information. So it's Dennis Emmanuel Byron. That's Dennis. Middle name Emmanuel with one M, Anuel Byron. I don't know his exact birthday, but I believe he was probably born maybe November 1961, 62 or something like that, because the age he gave me. His last known address, and then there's also the address that he has listed on that document, which is a business address. And I believe that is an address where he can be found because he's been bragging about this new office, and that's the last address he contacted.
What zip code again?
Oh, 30022.
You got a phone number for him?
Yes, he's got a couple of phone numbers. I'll give them both. And then I'll give you his. Okay, so one phone number is, and I believe these are both maybe cell phones. Okay, thank you. And I will give you okay, and I'll give you his social when you're ready.
I don't want his social.
Okay. Okay, and I'll give you his social when you're ready.
I don't want his social.
Okay. Okay, and I'll give you his social when you're ready.
I don't want his social.
Okay, no problem. If you need it.
No, ma'am.
Got it. Perfect.
You see this? Really interesting, huh? Really interesting. This is like, y'all, this is crazy.
Let me know what you need.
I don't put nobody's socials in the report.
Okay. No, not in the
No,
report,
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not in the report.
Even when things pop up on people that are in here, their
Right.
social, I delete it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, and okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that you're actually writing up the report. Now, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to ramble on. I'm over this already.
This batch has been updated.
What's your phone number?
So yeah, because I have ethics, I took out the pertinent information, but there we have another video. And I'm going to share that video with you guys. Because there's more. I'm sorry, I was sitting here muted. So let me grab the other video, and I just want to say thank you guys for the cash apps. I have this one cash app that she asked me, she sent me two, one to not use her name, but she said that she was an app, she's thanking me and said that she was a Wisdom's Dollar follower, but she thought that I was exaggerating, and so she's apologizing. Thank you for your cash app. And there is another one. Thank you so much. And she says ethics, Lala. That is what she I guess she's thanking me for having ethics. No problem. Thank you so much for the support. I absolutely appreciate it. Now let me throw in this other video. Let me see. This one right here. Here we go.
9.
Dispatch has been updated.
When were you granted TPO?
Today.
Now let me explain something. So after she got her cease and desist, she went to get a TPO, right? She went yesterday to court to have that TPO, executed, right? The judge threw that out. Well, here's the thing. You should probably let judges know when you have an active TPO out on yourself before you attempt to get one on the other person, because it may appear to be retaliatory. Okay, let's go.
You have a number? Is there
yes.
a case number, court
Yes,
number?
I do. Let me get that for you.
If you just...
Sure, hold on once.
And I want to say thank you, Cross Country Cruiser, for that super chat. I just need y'all to know. Wait a minute, did I miss another one? Okay, no, I had got that one. This is not like to be spiteful and mean. This really is not. I don't think people knew or understand how dangerous this shit is. It is dangerous for people to acquire the social security numbers and even in business dealings to this. I should not know, or no one should be able to easily obtain your social, look up whether or not you applied for benefits. That is a violation. That is unethical. That is not lawful. And the community needs to know. This is not right. If this was just regular YouTube bullshit, I might talk my shit and say something, or say, she's on bullshit or whatever, but this is highly deceptive. We're watching this person sit inside of a police station and lie and slander others. We've already seen someone go to jail based on a lie for 8 days. This is not cool. And I implore you to really think about this. If you care about your content creators, I know there's a shared audience, but you need to know and understand. No one, I don't care what you think of the person, should have to worry about their social being put out there because there is a disagreement, because there's an ending of a relationship, and because people don't like each other anymore. Yes, in some ways it is personalized, because I have been in a position where people have played with my social security number on YouTube, but no one wanted to come to my defense because I was the bigger entity and always made to feel like defending myself was wrong. That's why I get high triggered when people come into the comments saying to be the bigger person. It's, you just pay attention.
Okay, so we will be on this one. Okay, so is that the same as the civil action file number?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I can't stand Wayne. Did y'all see? Wayne said 8 days in jail because R. Kelly's son is a liar. Wayne, take your ass to the wall. Like, I don't even have time for this today. I didn't want to send people to the wall during this stream, but you need to go. Like, for real. Could y'all all collectively gather Wayne's ass up and walk him to the wall? Shame. Thank you, 504. Love you, boo. That's what it's looking like, Dr. Pat. Hey, Fuzzy.
So he threatened to come to your church basically and expose you. He thinks.
That's right. That's what he said. My concern is he's talking about bringing people, and if it's the people that he associates with, while he may think this is cute and funny to show up with t-shirts, I don't know what those other people are capable of.
Now again, Karen overload. Now she's talking about the people that he associates with, and she's already tried to make it seem like I'm a problem and there's some gang involvement and all this kind of stuff. So I'm warning you, I'm not about to play. Like, I call police, okay? I do not mind exercising the resources legally to, like, do not play with my name. Do not play with me. And that goes for the whole clown team. All right. Shout out to T Rain for the super chat. She says, this is freaking frightening. It is. It's insane. But again, who are these people that he's associated with? Is it the celebrities? Or is it other YouTubers? Because if we're talking about the association, you should probably be discussing your YouTube associations or who you're affiliated with. Because if you don't even have a job, how do you have the wherewithal to get people's social security numbers, get people's applications for food stamps? We need to know who you're associated with, ma'am. You have the associations that are questionable or that need to be brought to light.
You know, this is when pranks and jokes go wrong, and did he sound like he was joking to you? This is not.
Well, I didn't say
no, I don't mean you, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, he's basically threatening to come to your church and expose you for someone who you are not.
Or whatever, because he wants to run.
Right. Y'all see, she said in the last video, she wanted to, it was because he was threatening to come to her church and expose her to her church. She does not want them to, the Reverend does not want those folks to know what she be doing. Shout out to Mixtress Monica for the super chat. I appreciated you. She says, thank you for being on the right side of history. Keep fighting to protect those who need protection, including yourself. And will. Okay?
The story that I sent him an AI generated photo. Yes, I know it was AI. It's an avatar. It like, he's spinning a narrative.
So you say
he's spinning a narrative with your AI photos. We got to rewind on that. Shout out to 504. Thank you so much. She says, I told y'all this hoe was huffing. Contact solution. Go to the wall. Go to the wall. Let me rewind a little bit.
In a nutshell, he's basically threatening to come to your church and expose you for someone who you are not.
Or whatever, because he wants to run with the story that I sent him an AI generated photo. Yes, I know it was AI. It's an avatar. It like, he's spinning a narrative.
So you sent him an AI video?
No. I sent him a photo. This was back in February. I sent him.
So that also is kind of not true. I believe that she is again trying to get away from the topic of that day. Dennis was not talking about an AI generated photo. This I know to be true. Okay. What she doesn't want is to be completely exposed. And I completely understand why she would not want to be completely exposed, because that could probably be embarrassing. You should probably have a little talk with Jesus about that. Okay. Um, Oh, wait a minute. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Wayne's old mean ass, okay, for gifting the membership. Shout out to Wayne, the anti-birthday man, okay. Aaliyah got a membership. Jackson Tobacco, TD617, JMM 55, and Dr. Charles. Welcome, welcome, okay. And he actually joined as well. Welcome, dear bro. Okay. But we still gonna do our birthdays when we do our second stream. Amen. Okay. Um, it was something that one of you guys had just said. I think it was related to this. I'm gonna go back a little bit so that we stay on track.
So he threatened to come to your church basically and expose you. He thinks.
That's right. That's what he said. My concern is he's talking about bringing people, and if it's the people that he associates with, while he may think this is cute and funny to show up with t-shirts, I don't know what those other people are capable of. You know, this is when pranks and jokes go wrong, and did he sound like he was joking to you? This is not.
Well, I didn't say
no, I don't mean you, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, he's basically threatening to come to your church and expose you for someone who you are not.
That, in a nutshell, that's what her claim is, officer. That's exactly what her claim is. It was something. Oh, what did I miss? I can't find it. One of you guys said, but I also want to say again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the Cash App. She says for ethics, and thank you for entertaining us. And thank you so very much, Top of the Boot, for the Cash App. I appreciate you so much. Love right back to you.
Or whatever, because he wants to run with the story that I sent him an AI generated photo. Yes, I know it was AI. It's an avatar. It like, you know, he's spinning a narrative.
So none of what Dennis spoke about was about the AI photo. That's not even factual. She is the one that introduced that the AI photo is what he was talking about when he referenced, and I quote, loosely quote, because I can't remember exactly what it was in the letter, but I think he said bad built or something to that effect. He's not talking about the AI generated photo there. And she knows this, I'm sure, but that's not what he's talking about. But she's hanging this on that photo.
So you sent him an AI video?
No. I sent him a photo. This was back in February. I sent him a photo of me as a cartoon, or like a painting or drawing. Let me show it to you. So he wants to try to say, because he put it up on his YouTube channel, oh, I was catfished by AI, the true story. We were already dating at that point. You know, he's got pictures up here of him squashing a frog, because that's his name for me. I don't even care about that. Hang on a second.
Can y'all believe how embarrassing this is, though, in retrospect?
So that's what he is running with. This man is embarrassed because he didn't want anyone to know that I broke up with him, or I rejected him, or whatever his concern or what have you is, and he's just going, excuse my language, ape shit. And that's fine. It's online, it's words. I don't like it. I can take it up with YouTube for cyberbullying and all that other kind of stuff. But when you start threatening.
So it's cyberbullying because he called and used an image of a frog, but it's not cyberbullying to use an image of a silverback. Are we clear? So I'm not saying that it's cyberbullying for either one of it, but if the person feels bullied, then I'll give them that. But how is it that you are saying that using animal objects to represent a person is cyberbullying when I just showed you damn near 40 videos of you doing the same thing to one individual? We just showed 40 videos of her doing the same thing. Yes, pen pal, they were dating. She's referenced them dating a couple of times.
To come to my house, to come to my church, or pass out my information, that's when it becomes a problem for me. Because he's saying he's coming to do some type of a smear campaign, but I don't know what he's capable of. This is just to show you. That's what I sent him. You can take my phone if you can see it.
No, I can see it from here, man.
Back in February. Now I don't have that phone with me because it's an older phone, but I have our whole text message thread, which will show exactly what date I sent him this.
So when did the bulk of this start?
It started around October 12th.
Okay,
so it started to escalate about a week or so ago. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I don't know. It was 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Yeah. About 2 weeks ago. A little more than 2 weeks ago is when it escalated. Because I'm covering. He's involved in a stalking case. He was supposed to be the witness. Not supposed to be. He is the witness in a stalking case. Just really briefly. Another content creator that he was friends with put an air tag on a different content creator's car.
So you just lied to a police officer. You just lied. You're saying, no, she put an air tag on her car. So this again is narrative setting. This is someone that is attempting to set this paradigm where these people are going around putting air tags in other people's cars. Sylvia had every right to put an air tag in the car of her own husband for their protection because she put it in the hands of someone that obviously at that time could not qualify for their own loan. And out of the goodness of their hearts, they allowed this person to take the car. And like most finance companies, when you're dealing with high-risk individuals, there is a tracking device on it. Right? So she just lied to an officer. But remember, this woman is claiming to be bullied. She's claiming that people are putting her information out when in fact, she is selling people's information. Because here we look, what is this on the screen? On this screen is a screenshot of Wisdom's daughter selling infamous Sylvia's personal information. Infamous scammer, she's calling her, right? I don't see any scamming convictions on Sylvia's reports anywhere. I don't see that on her record. So, number one, it's slander to call someone a scammer, right? And to sell their bankruptcy files. And so if we look and we make this a little bit bigger, IS's creditors, bankruptcy non-priority debt, and her financials. She's selling someone else's personal bankruptcy information, which, yes, bankruptcy is public, but so is your name. She is hinging being doxxed by Sylvia because Sylvia said her name after she doxed her, after she was discussing. Like, it's insane to me. So how is it that you are selling bankruptcies of other people? You're making images of them like animals. But when someone makes an image representing you of a frog, you're being bullied. You're being bullied, though. How does someone do this? How does someone who is offering someone's social security number that they obtained unlawfully, and they're talking about people putting their information out and putting them in danger? This is her Patreon. This is a screenshot from her Patreon.
Told him about it, but they were friends at the time. When they fell out, he decided to tell the person 6 months later, hey, you need to check your car. I think there's a tracker, because they said that. That person did find it. They filed charges. That person was who put the tracker on was arrested and got out on bond, and then they're going through a trial. I've been covering that trial.
And so at this point, the officer can clearly see, you're not that afraid of this man if you're covering trials that he's involved with. The officer is listening and taking notes. The officer deals with scammers, criminals, and liars every day. But narcissists always think that they can fool everybody.
And after I broke it off with him, he got into his head that I must be getting close to this other person. And now that him and the person who put the tracker on are friends again and buddy, and he kind of put it out there that she's been very lucrative as of late, or giving him gifts or favors in exchange, he's decided that he doesn't want to testify.
So what is this? This is a narrative, isn't it? She's been very lucrative with getting gifts and like she's alluding to her paying him is what she's doing. She's alluding to Sylvia doing something financial for him. Now, on one hand, you've got her bankruptcy and her financials saying that she's in so much debt and she's on food stamps, but now she's lucrative.
Now everyone knows that his mother passed away, because that's what he posted. There was a whole memorial and everything, but he's telling the prosecution that he's taking care of his sick mom in New York. And they have been trying to serve him for months, and they haven't been able to serve him. That's why I said I have to.
But they were trying to serve you for a couple of days and weren't able to serve you until the holiday. And on top of that, Dennis went to the court. And the way that she's wording this was like he had a warrant of sorts, when really they were subpoenaing him to speak on the Dana J case. He went live and went there and spoke to them. You know, so like the way that she's saying things, she's framing it in a way that is very deceptive.
Go through a processor because he has a history of doing that. This man is very, very vindictive. I don't know what he's capable of.
Wait, he's very, very manipulative. We've seen you claim that Randa was going to drown you as some sort of physical threat. We've seen you act as if you've been threatened physical harm. We've seen you act as if this man gave your information or your address out, when, let's be clear, even if you are a Weird Demon fan, Dennis has not doxed this woman. Dennis has not put out any of her information. Saying her legal name is not illegal and should not anyways be threatening, especially since there's videos on YouTube with her name where she's claiming on her with her actual, official YouTube account. So what are we even saying here? This is insane.
Him personally for about 4 months while he dated. He was very possessive, asking me where I've been, who was I talking to, who was I just with, why did I take so long to answer the phone. I'm 45 and you're 60. Like, why are you monitoring my every move? I even told him then, you're a little too possessive for me. I don't know if this is going to work out. And I slowly, because I realized he was a little nuts, was trying to exit out of the way. And then we had a little argument about something, and I used that as fuel to just say, you know what, this is not going to work. I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore.
And just so you guys know, according to Dennis, they dated for 2 weeks. Yes, LaShawn, boo, where you been? You got to keep up with the tea muffin. He's claiming her for 2 weeks. She's claiming him for 4 months. That's a disparity.
And then he he was live streaming my feed from court, and people got upset because he's asking people for money online and making them think that he's at the court because he said he was in Fulton County when he was really at his house. So people found out, they were upset. I called him on it. I said, this is deceptive. Well, I didn't say I was at the court. You said you were in Fulton County. The court is Fulton County Court. People would have assumed that. That's deception, and you're using my feed to do that. And I don't want people thinking that I'm running some scam with you. So I said, you know what? I'm done. That was in May, and that was the end of that. Other than on YouTube, I blocked him. So he couldn't call me or text me anyway. But while I was covering the case, I guess, you know, he found out from someone that I was sitting next to the person that he doesn't like, the same person that he made the video clip about. And that's when everything escalated. Kind of like if I can.
You know what, too? I was just thinking, if they dated 4 months, you mean 4 months of dating, and this dude barely took you anywhere in 4 months? I think they had, what, like 2 dates, according to her? So 2 dates in 2 weeks, that sounds about right. Okay, but he said their romantic involvement ended within 2 weeks. So this is excessive. This is very excessive. Okay? Very excessive.
Have you, he can't either type of situation. And as I said, I don't care about the name calling. It sucks, but whatever. I don't have to look at it. But now you're posting up old photos of me from, I don't even know where he got those photos. You're putting my information out there, you know, publicly. You're doxing me. Now you're threatening to come to my
Narrative. This is how you review a body cam. She's seed planting. He's doxing her how? Because her legal name is out there again. Okay, technically, if you want to say to the sector, she was doxed by Sean Hoover with the rest of us months ago, right? Or, you know, so basically Georgia, the state of Georgia doxed her. Okay. But secondly, like, she's literally like, just listen again. Pay attention to the setup, the seed planting.
He found out from someone that I was sitting next to the person that he doesn't like, the same person that he made the video clip about. And that's when everything escalated. Kind of like if I can't have you, he can't either type of situation. And as I said, I don't care about the name calling. It sucks, but whatever. I don't have to look at it. But now you're posting up old photos of me from, I don't even know where he got those photos. You're putting my...
But you had already been posting up you guys' private messages. And was that photo that you had on your community wall, I mean, was that an old photo? In the text messages, were those old photos? Was that a photo that you posted? And come to think of it, wasn't she posting the frog photo? I mean, sorry, the turtle photo? Do you know how dumb this has got to sound to the officer? Do you know how dumb this has to sound to the officer? Frogs and turtles and all this shit.
Information out there, you know, publicly. You're doxing me. Now you're threatening to come to my church. You know where I live. You've already made it clear that you've given out my information, and I know he did because I can listen to those other people on their channel saying things, and I'm like, okay, so apparently he did give them my information because I'm listening to them talk.
You're listening to who talk? Who has look, why are you worried about Dennis giving people your information when in fact you gave out not only Dennis's information, doxing him, right? Pulling up all of his stuff, trying to embarrass him. But don't forget, this is you, boo. Those are bankruptcy files that you are selling illegally.
And what's next? That's what I'm asking. When does this stop? What is next? That's why I got the TPO, because I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do next. He's crazy.
All right. Well,
so, thank you. I know. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over, but this is too much. This is YouTube. It is not that serious. It's too much. It's way too much. And I met him covering a case in Fulton County, and that's how we met. We met in person. So what do...
That top line is the case number, second line is the name badge number.
Okay.
Flip it over on back, you'll see an answers by phone number you can call in 5 business days.
Okay.
See if you can get a copy of the report.
Okay.
Now, as far as what it takes to do, I don't know. I'll write it up.
Okay.
If he shows up at church, you need to call the police. That's all I can tell you.
We have officers on site. If he shows up at the church...
If he shows up at your house, you need to call us.
Absolutely. If he comes to my house...
Anybody.
There's a Henry County officer that lives in our community, in our development, in our subdivision. But yeah, if he shows up to my home or any of these people, I will definitely...
Until he gets served,
yes.
He cannot be in violation of that TPO.
No, I understand. He has to be served first.
Yes.
That's why.
So the officer says until Dennis is served that he cannot be in violation of... She cannot be in violation of the TPO that she was trying to execute. She has been in violation of the TPO since she got it. Okay? There was the lies. There was the community wall things about him being in a gang. He's never been served. The officer plainly said, do not be in violation. She's not supposed to have any communication. She's not supposed to be talking about him publicly. She's not supposed to be doing none of that shit. But she's impulsive, it appears, and she can't help herself.
I'm going to pay for a private server to get him served. He doesn't know it, but I'm going to go out of town for a few weeks just because I need to get from under this for a little while. But they don't know that because I don't need them to know that, because they will probably try to come to my house thinking, because they know I live alone. And I don't, so yeah. So I'm actually going to see if I can get a neighbor to park their car in my driveway.
Now she's setting the narrative that there is someone that he's had her address all these months, and all of a sudden now she's worried because he lives alone. You should be more worried about Dana J., the man that has openly threatened a woman with a gun. Dana J. openly threatened a woman with a gun. But you're not worried about him. Okay? Shout out to my girl, Sexy RN, CCRN. She says, why does she know so much about what is going on with Dennis in his personal life since she has him blocked? According to her, she sees Sylvia as a threat because Dennis rejected her. This is a Lifetime movie network movie in the making. It is. And my opinion is this. Not only was she jealous of her perceived what she perceives as proximity between Dennis and Sylvia, but also V. Lenore and Dennis, neither of which have been romantically involved at all. And in fact, as it relates to her and Dennis, from what I understand, they've never been alone in a room together. They've only been out publicly those few times, never been alone in the room, and you're dating for 4 months. But I digress, because again, I can't prove it, but I'm sure if this progresses in the way that it probably will, especially since now she openly admitted to having this man's social security number and tried to produce his social security without his consent, his knowledge of it, or proper or even being in lawful possession of it. Now that all of this is on the table, I'm sure that there possibly will be some forensic detection of what's going on with her IP addresses. I strongly believe that some of these random accounts that started showing up, like the Kathy Walsh account that was doxing V. Lenore, I really believe that was her. I can't prove it, but it is my thought that was her. Okay. And one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about this, y'all, is because I've experienced YouTube weirdos. She moves just like they do. They make up stuff, play victim, want to play police games. She's right. She's rolling with Dana, who loves to play police games with multiple people, lie, and then become a victim and act like a Karen afterwards. This is what they do. And another thing that they do is create fake accounts. It's been my experience since I have been on this platform for multiple years that these people that will lie, slander, and dox, because that she's the actual doxer, right? These people that actually do that, they spare no expense. They do not care. They obsess. They create multiple accounts to run smear campaigns to get people to say things. They super chat things. They comment things so that content creators can read them, and they pit people against each other. This is what they do. You see her right now on this lawfully obtained footage, lying on multiple creators, lying.
Just to look like somebody's home. But other than that, I'll be back because we have court on I think the 11th or something like that, or the 10th of November. But if he comes to the church, we have officers at the church. I've already made them aware. They already got his description. They have his picture. They know what he looks like. He will be arrested. If he comes to my house, I would definitely call the police. But as I said, I fly out tomorrow, and I'll be back in a few weeks. So hopefully that'll be it. But in terms of the continuous online harassment of putting my information out there, I would just continue to
continuous online harassment. What do you classify what you did to Sylvia? What you encourage another man to do to Sylvia? You encourage Dana J to harass this. You call that man a man of God.
document that. I don't speak to him. I don't email him. I asked him to take down a private video of me. He responded by calling me an effing idiot and don't contact him again. I did exactly that. I do not contact him. So he cannot say that I contacted him, that I talked to him. I do my YouTube videos, and anything that is pertaining to me or information that I find, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about on my channel. But other than that, I
anything but him, because you're not supposed to be violating that order, honey.
Don't associate with this person at all. So hopefully there's not going to be any issues. I have some security cameras put up in front of the house in case, I have like a ring camera basically. So that's it. And then you said in about 5 days I'll be able to
call and see if you can get a copy of the report.
Okay.
It's up to them.
Okay. All right, I will do just that. And I thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I know there's like better and bigger crime out there that you guys can be dealing with. This is so petty to me, but as I said, I've seen what happens when YouTube goes wrong, and people have gotten hurt, killed, all type of stuff.
Arrested for no damn reason, all type of stuff. And you're literally playing YouTube games to harm people. You're trying to harm people's livelihoods. You're trying to harm people their lives. There is no good reason to access someone's social security number. Why do you have Dennis's social security number? Who else's social security number do you have? Any of you people that have been communicating with her behind the scenes, if she has your email address that you use for business purposes, if you've applied for a credit card or anything with that email address, she likely has your social security number. She can access it. I'm not saying, she has it, but she can access it. One of the first things that I told you guys when that situation happened with Sonia, when we pulled her out the closet, I told everybody how to get their names removed from databases. I told everybody, do not use email addresses that you use for business, because people can, as simple as your email address. If you're dealing with someone that does not have ethics, if you're dealing with someone that is impulsive and compulsive, and that will take extreme measures because of a regular disagreement, you have put yourself in a very vulnerable position.
Situations that started out just like this. So sir. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay.
Child. I'm not even going to state the obvious, but shout out to Caramel Beauty 65. Thank you so very much for becoming a Vibra Boo. I definitely appreciate you. I definitely do. Thank you so much. Listen, honeys. This this shit is real. It's real. And again, I know that a lot of people are always looking for like look, I have stayed the course. I have never wavered from what my motives were. I told y'all, even if I do not like a person, if what is happening is ethically wrong, if I can see that it can be a problem for later on, I'm going to say something. Okay. Shout out to Sexy RN, CCRN again. Thank you so very much. She says, I believe she covered that case to be close to Dennis and Sylvia. That is probably why she took the pic with the dude she says Dennis does not like. Seems to me the stalker in this situation is her. Her having this man's social is clear evidence to me that that is the stalker. Her putting out the personal information, the text messages, like just even jumping into that's the harasser. That's the harasser. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, and look, like I said, I don't know if you guys have any other questions about this. My granny is cooking something that smells wonderful, so I'm definitely going to be eating that. But then we got to react to some stuff. We got to get business done as usual. I hope you guys understand why this was necessary. Um, Again, this is not an attempt at bullying. This is not an attempt at anything. This is literal awareness. There is body cam footage all over. This is the second person that's had my name in their mouth that I ended up having to review their body cam footage. I need to get Black Woman Sphere's body cam footage up here just for old time's sakes. And I say that because taking the high road with people that are like this, it never works. My mistake has always been giving people the benefit of the doubt, taking the high road, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore because it's dangerous. It is dangerous. Okay? Yes, this live is going to stay up. It's definitely going to stay up. I'm sure that the 5 people that disliked it compared to the 440 people that click like, those 5 people are probably frivolously reporting, but I already took preemptive measures to let YouTube know what was going on, and I'm only staying within community guidelines. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this stand because it doesn't even make sense to go any further. But this is foul. This is foul and this is dangerous. No one is supposed to have your social security number without your consent. And by her being a content creator that is willing to go in to the police station and lie on multiple content creators, this is a problem. This is a problem. So, again, I know that we have a shared audience, but I'm sorry, when I've shown this much and you come up over here after I'm even listening to you, I let you guys listen to her even slander me in the police department. Do not bring your ass to my chat telling me to be a bigger person or to make amends with someone that is capable of doing that. Do not come over here telling me about what Sylvia or nobody else did or who you don't like if you can't deal with this head on. Thank you guys so much for your support. This is a felony in Georgia. I will keep you updated if you like. Now I'm signing off. The next time you guys see me will be on either Nyla Says or this. Well, we'll do this channel first. We'll go ahead and do our reaction because, baby, that call. Okay. I've been reading the comments, but I won't listen, but I've been reading the comments. We got to react to that call. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support. Again, I'm not a perfect person, but I try to do the right thing. None of us are. None of us are. And we need to stop with the morality policing of only a few individuals. That's ridiculous. See you guys later.